Hello students, today we will discuss about isomerism in carbohydrates. First of all, we will see what is isomerism. The concept of isomerism illustrates the fundamental importance of molecular structure and shape in organic chemistry. Isomerism is the phenomenon whereby certain compounds with the same molecular formula exist in different forms because of the difference in the organization of atoms. Thus, we can define isomers as the compounds having same molecular formula but different structural formulae. They have the same number of same kinds of atoms but differ in the way these atoms are attached to one another or how they are oriented in space. The word isomer is derived from the Greek word isos means equal and meros means part. There are two types of isomerism, structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. Further, these isomerism are divided into various subtypes. Let us see about structural isomerism. It is also called as constitutional isomerism. In structural isomerism, isomers have identical molecular formulae but differ in the order in which the individual atoms are connected. Structural isomers have different IUPAC names, the same or different functional groups, they have different physical properties, so they can be separated by physical techniques such as distillation, and also these structural isomers have different chemical properties. It is not possible to interconvert one structural isomer into another by rotation about bonds. We only can do that only via breaking bonds. Structural isomers arise due to different functional groups or position of functional groups or different arrangement of carbon skeleton. Depending on these properties, structural isomers are of various subtypes like structural isomers with different functional groups are called as functional group isomers. Thus, two or more compounds in which each belongs to a different family of compounds are known as functional group isomers. Glucose and fructose are structural isomers, that is functional group isomers, as both have the same molecular formula C6H12O6 but have different functional groups. Glucose has aldehyde as the functional group, while in fructose the functional group is a keto group. Similarly, 3 carbon sugars, glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone are also functional group isomers. Second type of structural isomers result due to position of functional groups. So, they are also called as positional isomers. Example, propane 1-ol and propane 2-ol. Third type of structural isomers arise due to arrangement of carbon skeleton. That is why they are also called as skeletal isomers. Example, the formula C5H12 represents 3 possible structural formulae: pentane, 2-methylbutane and 2,2-dimethylpropane. It is because of different arrangement of carbon atoms. As far as structural isomerism in carbohydrates is concerned, it is the functional group isomerism which is found. Now, second major type of isomerism is stereoisomerism. In stereoisomerism, the isomers have the same molecular formula and the same structural formula but differ in the spatial arrangement of atoms in the molecule. Therefore, stereoisomers are also known as spatial isomers. So, we can say that spatial isomers are the different compounds having same molecular formula and the same bonds connectivity, but they have different arrangement or orientation in the space. Thus, stereoisomers are not superimposable and have a different 3D arrangement. There are two types of stereoisomers: conformational isomers and configurational isomers. In conformational isomers, we can convert one isomer into other isomer by just rotation about carbon-carbon bonds. They are also called as conformers. Ethane is a good and simple example of conformational isomers. Let us look at the two most important conformations of ethane: staggered and eclipsed conformations. We can convert staggered conformation into eclipsed one via rotation about the carbon-carbon bond. The conformations of propane, butane, etc. has the same property as the ethane. So, they all show conformational isomerism. As far as conformational isomerism in carbohydrates is concerned, the pyranose and furanose forms of monosaccharides can exist in different conformers, and one can interconvert between the different conformations if an energy penalty is met. For the furanose system, there are two possible conformers: twist and envelope. In the pyranose system, 5 conformers are possible: chair, boat, skew, half chair or envelope. Thus, conformational isomers are the stereoisomers that can be converted from one isomer into another by rotation about carbon-carbon bond. Now, let us look at the second type of stereoisomers, that is configurational isomers. In the configurational isomers, we cannot convert from one isomer to other isomers by rotation about bonds. We only can convert from one isomer to other isomer via bond breaking. There are two major types of configurational isomers: geometrical isomers and optical isomers. Geometrical isomers are the isomers, they have the same molecular formula, the same bond connectivity, but the atoms are in different non-equivalent positions to one another. That means order of atoms differ in their geometrical arrangement. Geometrical isomerism is also called as cis-trans isomerism. Example: cis-2-butene and trans-2-butene. Cis-1,2-dichloroethene and trans-1,2-dichloroethene are other examples. Optical isomerism is a type of stereoisomerism. In optical isomerism, the isomerism occurs at a tetrahedral center. Tetrahedral center means a carbon attached to 4 different atoms or groups by single bonds, that is sp3 hybridization. Now, before we start studying the optical isomers in details, we need to learn some new scientific definitions related to the stereochemistry. One such term is chirality. Anything can be chiral or achiral. The word chirality means handedness because it is derived from the Greek word chair, means the hand. Chiral objects or molecules are those objects or molecules which are not superimposable on their mirror image. Superimposability is the alignment of two images, one on the top of other. An object will exhibit chirality if it has no plane of symmetry. Plane of symmetry is a position where an object can be cut in half and each half is identical. In other words, plane of symmetry bisects a molecule into two mirror images halves. Chiral carbon atom is an asymmetric carbon atom with 4 different atoms or groups attached directly to it. It is also called as asymmetric carbon atom. The asymmetric or chiral carbon atom is shown by star on it. The hybridization on the chiral carbon must be sp3. Example, a sp3 hybridized carbon with 1, 2 or 3 different atoms or groups attached can be superimposed on its mirror image and is therefore achiral. In general, a molecule with n chiral centers can have 2 to the power n stereoisomers. So, we can say that number of optical isomers is equal to 2 to the power n, where n is the number of chiral centers in a molecule. For example, glyceraldehyde has only one chiral carbon atom, that is 2 to the power 1. Therefore, there are 2 isomers of glyceraldehyde are possible. The aldohexoses with 4 chiral centers have 2 to the power 4 is equal to 16 stereoisomers. So, 16 stereoisomers of aldohexoses are possible. 8 of them are D forms and 8 of them are the L forms. Most of the hexoses of living organisms are D isomers. Optical isomers are so named because of their effect on plane polarized light. Now, let us see what is plane polarized light. As we all know that light is a wave motion that contains oscillating electric and magnetic fields. The ordinary light oscillations are in all planes. However, it is possible to obtain light that oscillates in only one plane. Such light is called as plane polarized light or simply polarized light. In other way, we can say that under ordinary conditions, light rays generating from a source have random orientations of their electromagnetic vectors. If these vectors are forced into alignment into a single direction, the light is said to be a plane polarized light. For example, when light passes through a Nicol prism or any other polarizing medium, optical activity is a property of substances by which they can rotate the plane polarized light either into right or left directions. Such substances are called as optically active substances. The instrument by which optical activity can be measured is the polarimeter. Now, we will see about the types of optical isomers. There are two major types of optical isomers, enantiomers and diastereomers. Enantiomers are the stereoisomers that are mirror image of each other and they are non-superimposable on their mirror images. In other words, if one isomer looked in a mirror, what it would see is the other one. The two isomers, the original one A and its mirror image B, have a different spatial arrangement and so cannot be superimposed on each other. All enantiomers are chiral. To distinguish between enantiomers, chemists use the R and S classification system. Stereocenters, which are sometimes called as chiral centers or stereogenic centers, are carbons that have 4 non-identical substituent on them and are designated as either of R stereochemistry or S stereochemistry. If a molecule has one stereocenter of R configuration, then in the mirror image of that molecule, the stereocenter would be of S configuration and vice versa. Even though the RS system is widely accepted today as a standard for designating configuration, the configuration of carbohydrates as well as those of amino acids and many other compounds in biochemistry is commonly designated by the DL system proposed by Emil Fischer in 1891. At that time, it was known that one enantiomer of glyceraldehyde has a specific rotation of plus 13.5, the other has a specific rotation of minus 13.5. Fischer proposed that these enantiomers be designated D and L for dextro and levo rotatory, but he had no experimental way to determine which enantiomer has which specific rotation. Therefore, Fischer did the only possible thing. He made an arbitrary assignment. He assigned the dextrorotatory enantiomer an arbitrary configuration and named it D-glyceraldehyde. He named its enantiomer L-glyceraldehyde. Thus, D and L isomers are the enantiomers, that is mirror images of each other. It is the spatial orientation of H and OH groups on the carbon atom adjacent to the terminal primary alcoholic carbon which determines whether the sugar is D or L isomer. If the OH group is on the right side, the sugar is of D series, and if on the left side, it belongs to L series. For these isomers, D and L glyceraldehyde isomers are the reference monosaccharide. It should be noted that the naturally occurring monosaccharides in the mammalian tissues are mostly of D configuration. The enzyme machinery of cells is specific to metabolize D series of monosaccharides. All the physical and chemical properties of the pair of enantiomers are identical except for one property, that is optical activity. When the plane of polarized light is rotated in a clockwise direction when viewed through a polarimeter, the sample is dextro-rotatory in nature. Such enantiomers are symbolized by small d or plus sign. When the plane of polarized light is rotated in an anti-clockwise direction when viewed through a polarimeter, the sample is levorotatory in nature. Such enantiomers are symbolized by small l or minus sign. When the sample in the polarimeter is an equal mixture of two enantiomers, that is, when they are present in 50-50 ratio, then such a mixture is called as racemic mixture, which is optically inactive because one molecule will rotate the plane of polarized light in clockwise direction and the other will rotate the plane of polarized light in anti-clockwise direction when viewed through a polarimeter. Such racemic mixture is symbolized by small dl or plus minus sign. Separation of a racemic mixture into its component enantiomers is a resolution, and the conversion of either enantiomer into equal parts of both is called racemization. Optical activity is widespread in nature. Biochemistry and pharmaceutical compounds also possess optical activity. Many pharmaceuticals are enantiomers containing chiral carbons. Often, only one enantiomer is clinically active. D-glucose is the most common monosaccharide in biological system. As it is dextrorotatory in nature, it is also known as dextrose or blood sugar. Thus, an optical isomer may be designated as capital D plus, capital D minus, capital L plus and capital L minus based on its structural relationship with glyceraldehyde. It may be noted that the capital D and capital L configurations of sugars are primarily based on the structure of glyceraldehyde. The optical activities, however, may be different. Another type of isomers found in carbohydrates are anomers. In aqueous solution, all monosaccharides with 5 or more carbon atoms in the backbone occur predominantly as ring or cyclic structures in which the carbonyl group forms a covalent bond with the oxygen of a hydroxyl group along the chain. The formation of these ring structures is the result of a general reaction between alcohols and aldehydes or ketones to form derivatives called hemiacetals or hemiketals. These structures contain an additional asymmetric carbon atom and thus can exist in two stereoisomeric forms. Example, D-glucose exists in solution as an intramolecular hemiacetal in which the free hydroxyl group at C5 has reacted with the aldehydic C1. It renders the latter carbon asymmetric and produce two stereoisomers. These two isomers are designated alpha and beta. The systematic names for the two ring forms of D-glucose are alpha D-glucopyranose and beta D-glucopyranose. These 6-membered rings are called pyranoses because they resemble the 6-membered ring compound pyran. In addition to pyranoses, aldohexoses can also exist in cyclic forms having 5-membered rings called as furanoses. They are so called because they resemble the 5-membered ring compound furan. Such isomeric forms of monosaccharides that differ only in their configuration about the hemiacetal or hemiketal carbon atom are called anomers. The hemiacetal carbon atom is called as anomeric carbon. The two different anomers are two distinct chemical structures and thus have different physical and chemical properties. Particularly, their optical rotations are different. For example, alpha D-glucose has an optical rotation of plus 112 degrees and its anomer beta D-glucose has an optical rotation of plus 19 degrees. The alpha and beta anomers of D-glucose can interconvert in aqueous solution by a process called mutarotation. Ketohexoses also occur in alpha and beta anomeric forms. In these compounds, the hydroxyl group at C5 or C6 reacts with the keto group at C2, forming a furanose or pyranose ring containing a hemiketal linkage. For example, beta D fructofuranose. Now, let us see about diastereomers. They are sometimes also called as diastereoisomers. These are a type of stereoisomer but not enantiomers. Diastereomers occur in compounds containing more than one chiral center or stereo center. If two molecules differ only in the configuration of some of their stereo centers, but all stereo centers are not the opposite configuration, then the molecules are diastereomers. Thus, the conformational isomers and geometrical isomers which we discussed earlier can be considered as diastereomers. Diastereomers differ from enantiomers in that the latter are pairs of stereoisomers that differ in all stereo centers and are therefore mirror images of one another. Unlike to enantiomers, diastereomers have different physical properties such as specific rotation. As a result of their differences in boiling point and in solubility, they can be separated from each other by fractional distillation or fractional crystallization. As a result of differences in molecule shape and their polarity, they differ in adsorption and can be separated by chromatography. Two older prefixes still commonly used to distinguish diastereomers are threo and erythro. In the case of carbohydrates, when drawn in Fischer projection, the erythroisomer has two identical substituents on the same side and the isomer has them on opposite sides. When drawn as a zigzag chain, the erythroisomer has two identical substituents on different sides of the plane, that is NT, and these names are derived from the diastereomeric aldoses, erythros and threos. Now, stereoisomers called as epimers are also found in carbohydrates. When two diastereoisomers differ from each other at only one stereocenter, they are epimers. Each stereocenter gives rise to two different configurations and thus increases the number of stereoisomers by a factor of 2. Two sugars that differ only in the configuration around one carbon atom are called epimers. For example, D-glucose and D-mannose, which differ only in the stereochemistry at C2. Similarly, D-glucose and D-galactose are also epimers which differ at carbon number 4. Broadly, there are two types of isomerism: structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. In carbohydrates, structural isomers due to different functional groups exist. For example, glucose and fructose with functional groups aldehyde and ketone respectively. In stereoisomerism, the isomers have the same molecular formula and the same structural formula but differ in the spatial arrangement of atoms in the molecule. There are two types of stereoisomers: conformational isomers and configurational isomers. Among the carbohydrates, the pyranose and furanose forms of monosaccharides can exist in different conformers which are interconvertible by rotation about carbon-carbon bond. Geometrical and optical isomers are the types of configurational isomers. Optical isomers can rotate the plane polarized light either in the right or left direction due to the presence of chiral carbon atom. D and L isomers are the enantiomers, that is mirror images of each other. Isomeric forms of monosaccharides that differ only in their configuration about the hemiacetal or hemiketal carbon atom are called anomers. Stereoisomers called as epimers are also found in carbohydrates. When two diastereoisomers differ from each other at only one stereocenter, they are epimers.